Greetings, my name is Nantongo Zaina, and I'm the documentation and research lead of our group. And basically, our problem context was from agriculture, and then we saw that agriculture plays an important role within the Ndeje community, and this is basically for the students and the local residents who live within Ndeje, and where the students engage in basically the practical skills, and for the local residents they engage in the income generation. So in this, the gap that we are trying to bridge currently, there is no centralized digital platform within the Ndeje community whereby agriculture knowledge, disease management, market access is in one place. So to address this gap, we decided to come up with a smart farming mobile application designed to support both students and local farmers of the Ndeje community to access reliable agricultural information. However, during our research, we identified the key challenges farmers and students they face difficulties in identifying crop diseases, accessing accurate information, treatment information, finding out the reliable agro inputs like pesticides and seeds that they are going to plant for the next seasons, getting to know the calendar, the farming calendar, and connecting them to the markets after harvesting their produce. And so this application basically consists of the crop information about the crop diseases, pesticides that the farmers or students are going to be using. It also consists of the market, like where can farmers really get to sell their produce, and then it also consists of the prices that are attached to the commodities of those products that the farmers will be buying, and then it also consists of the treatment guidance that the farmers and students will be using so that they can come up with the best crop yield. However, during our research, we identified that the key challenges farmers and students face difficulties in identifying crop diseases, getting to know the calendar, accessing accurate treatment information, finding reliable agro inputs such as the seeds, the pesticide, knowing and getting to know the market produce, like over where to sell their produce after. These challenges lead to poor crop yields, financial losses, limited practical learning, especially for students, and overall, the solution aims at improving agricultural productivity, enhancing practical learning for the students, and strengthening connections like between the people at Ndeje University and the local residents around the Ndeje community.
I'm called Kasekende Robert, the UI UX specialist of the Smart Farming Assistant app, and I will walk you through the Material 3 dark theme and custom brand identity, all to come together in a single screen. Material 3 components, we shall go to we can also view it as you see here in the home dashboard. A lot was applied. Then we go to the crop information page. It will showcase that M3 filter chips, which are these ones here, the cereals, legumes, and not applying all that. And then also to the disease detection page, that is this one that you see here, and also it has that drop down menu, also that specification of filtering in that format that is outlining it, and also you can check the disease this button here with a full width of M3 field button and reserved collectively for the primary action on this screen. As you see, it takes you directly to this page. 3 colors, rose, that is our primary brand, which is green, and it is applied consistently also to this button. And this is a field button component, And to the input fields also, we followed the M3's outline text fields specifications. That is, you see the round corners here. The typography uses the M3's type scale, that is in the welcome back render, and then that is display small. You can also see the text that are used using the body medium, mainly clearly showing that visual hierarchy. Theme, it is not just simply of just a change of or inverting colors, but it's a dedicated dark color scheme. And our brand green, this green brand of ours, it will shift to a lighter tonal variant on a dark surface, maintaining the contrast ratio. But this is to be implemented in the future due to the limitations of time that we couldn't finish it in time. Treatment recommendation page, it uses the field card for the disease result, which is this here that you will see, and in body small, and also the field tonal buttons for the view actions in these types, as you see, even all these that are provided. And then we can go back to the home page, that is for the bottom navigation bar. It is this one here that uses a standard M3 navigation bar, and it takes you to these 4 destinations, that is home, messages, and notifications, and to the profile, each of them taking you to a screen of its own. Branding showcase, this one it is woven through out and just not bolted on, so that smart farming assistant logo, first of all, it the one that you are seeing here with this leaf motif appears on the login screen, which you see currently, and establishes the brand identity immediately at the moment. And also this primary color, that is green, you see that forest green is used exclusively for the primary actions and active states, and never decoratively, like keeping the interface purposeful, and then shows you what also the buttons show you still the same. And log in to the marketplace, and every screen on this app adheres to Material 3 design components and the specifications, and this supports, it will in future support dark mode theming, and also carries the consistency and also the purposeful branding identity. This isn't just a good looking app, but thoughtfully engineered, and this experience will be built to serve the farming community and DJ community in a whole.
My name is Emmanuel Ademu, the lead developer of the Smart Farm application. The application follows the structured architecture inspired by the MVPM pattern. MVPM simply means the model, view model. For the model, that simply represents the data layer, which includes the Firebase services such as authentication and storage, as well as the APIs. This APIs data is simply for what? Live weather information. The view represents the user interface. This is simply what the user sees and interacts with. For example, the login screen, the dashboard, marketplace, and the disease screen. The view model, for the case of the view model, it acts as the bridge between the view and model. It manages data processing and ensures that the UI only displays the processed and the related relevant data. Although the project uses the activity-based structure, the logic separation follows the MVPM principles by keeping the UI handling separate from the data operation. For the case of the state management, the application follows simplified state handling approach. The user inputs such as the login details, selected images, and selected the crop data is managed within the activities and passed between the screens using the intents. This approach ensures that the application maintains the correct state during the navigation of user interaction. We talked about again regarding state hosting. Important data such as the user session information and the selected inputs are passed upward and shared across the components where needed instead of being tightly coupled within a single UI element. This improves the flexibility and usability of the components. All this is done for data persistence. Firebase is based as the primary backend solution. Firebase authentication is used to persist user sessions, allow users to remain logged in even after restarting the application. Firebase storage are used to store the images, though the uploaded images by the users, such as the props images and from the marketplace products, and all the images uploaded by the user are stored. Their URLs are stored in the database like the Firestore for easy retrieval and display. As far as being the lead developer, I also ensure that there was unity and easy, and regardless of the roles, all of us participated in the development of the
Hello, my name is Kambisha Joram, and I serve as a Git and quality assurance manager of our project. I focus on managing version control and ensuring code quality through the development process. I manage our GitHub repository, and I structured the project using branching strategy where each team member worked on a separate branch for their assigned features. This allowed us to develop different parts of the application simultaneously without interfering with each other's work. As you can see, our commit history and branch structure, each feature was developed independently and later merged to the main branch after review. This helped us to maintain the stable, organized code base. In addition, I handled quality assurance by testing key functionalities of the application. I defined the test cases based on major features such as user login, crop information access, disease detection, and marketplace. The process helped us identify and fix errors early, improving the overall readability of the application. Each test case was executed and recorded as they either pass or fail. I ensured clean code practices were followed. I received contributions from team members, ensuring proper naming conventions, readability, and modular structure. This made the code easier to understand, maintain, and debug. Finally, I ensured the compliance with the no-touch rule by verifying that no code changes were made after technical freeze deadline, maintaining the integrity of our submission.
Greetings, my name is Nako Annette. In our project, I was the project lead. My main responsibility was to test the system and make sure that every feature works correctly. The purpose of testing was to confirm that the application is reliable, easy to use, and free from major errors that could affect users, especially farmers who may not be very familiar with technology. The first area we tested was the login and the registration functionality. In this case, we checked whether new users can create accounts successfully and whether existing users can log in into the system using valid credentials. And we also tested cases where users can enter wrong password or leave fields empty. The reason why we did this is to make sure that the system responds correctly with validation messages instead of crashing. The thing we tested was navigation between screens. We made sure that users can move smoothly from the login page to the dashboard, and from the dashboard to the sections such, for example, disease detection, marketplace, and crop calendar. This was important because if navigation is confusing, users may fail to use the application properly. We also tested the main features of the app. For example, we verified that when a farmer selects a crop and chooses a symptom, the system correctly displays postcode diseases and recommended treatment options. We also tested whether crop information displays correctly and whether marketplace listings appear properly for users. After identifying these problems, the issues were corrected and we performed retesting to make sure to make sure the fixes work properly. In the final testing phase, we confirm the users can register and log in successfully.